Friday night, back out of a no-name bar, neon humming out of tune. Cold beer sweating in my hand, cheap smoke hanging under that dirty moon. He stood up on that busted step, pointing at me like some drunk-ass king. Said, boy, you're nothing, just dead weight. Crowd laughed loud, I felt my ears ring. My girl was leaning in the doorway, I slid off me like I wasn't there. I swallowed every word I had, washed it down with flat, warm beer and prayer. I stared a hole right through that cross, nailed crooked above the whiskey shelf, thinking, Lord, I've been humble a long damn time. This feel more like I betrayed myself. So I walked home slow through the backstreet glow booths, dragging in the gravel and glass. Heartbeat, angry cheeks burning red, humiliation sticking like ash. Muttered, if I'm made in your image, why always kneeling in the mud like this? That night I knew I'd rather choke on my pride than live on that counterfeit bliss. I ain't small, I ain't broken, I ain't your punchline anymore. Y'all been standing on ladders in your head just to look down from a higher floor. You can laugh till your lungs give out, you can spit my name in the dust, but a man that stops bowing to your make-believe thrones makes your own crown crumble to rust. I ain't begging for your mercy, I ain't reaching for your hand-me-down grace. If there's heaven left for a dog like me, I'll walk in with blood on my face. I'd rather burn in my own dark truth than be saved by your cheap applause. I refuse to be humiliated for the crime of breathing with claws. I ain't begging for your mercy, I ain't reaching for your hand-me-down grace. If there's heaven left for a dog like me, I'll walk in with blood on my face. I'd rather burn in my own dark truth than be saved by your cheap applause. I refuse to be humiliated for the crime of breathing with claws. I'm begging for your mercy, even reaching for your hand-me-downs. Around midnight, I came back alone. That bar was dead, just a jukebox hum. Moonlight laying on the alley, like a sheet over somebody gone numb. Back door creaked like an old church pew. Smell of stale beer, cold fried grease. One bare bulb buzz like hornets over my head. No crowd, just quiet release. His chair still leaning in the corner, one leg short, scarred wood. Cigarette burns like a throne for a cardboard guide, made of liquor labels and tax returns. I poured a shot, let it overflow, drew a crooked cross in a whiskey stain, then bit my lip till I tasted iron. Let a drop of blood fall in like rain. I looked at empty seat, dead in the back, spoke low so the ghost could hear. I ain't small, son, you're just standing too tall in your own damn head up here. You built your hide out of broken men, stacked us under your boots like bricks. But tonight I'll tear down that altar of yours with nothing but my teeth on these chains and sticks. I set my palm on a sticky table, felt the tremble settle into stone. Whispered, God, if you still listen, watch me walk out, carry my own backbone. Don't shrink them down, don't strike them dead, just let their pride see what I see. They ain't giants, they ain't angels, they just scared men pointing fingers at me. Then I pushed the chair back straight and square, like I leveled up the whole damn room. Left my blood in that ring of whiskey like a small red moon in the bar's perfume. I ain't small, I ain't broken, I ain't your punchline anymore. Y'all been standing on ladders in your head just to look down from a higher floor. You can laugh till your voice is cracked, you can choke on the echoes you raise, but a man that stops taking your holy humiliation turns your high ground into a grave. I ain't begging for your mercy, I ain't reaching for your borrowed light. If there's any saving left for me, it's in how I stare you down at first daylight. Cause come on around that corner, sun cut through like a cold church bell. You looked up, I didn't blink once, you flinched and dropped your eyes to hell. Now I walk through smoke and gossip, like a ghost I finally found his skin. Wild love for my own damn soul, roaring louder than their bottled gin. If salvation's just a mirror, then I'm done asking you what I'm worth inside. I refuse to be humiliated, I got a dark, quiet God, and I mean I'm breaking pride. I spent years weighing myself against the heights of other men. Their muscle, their money, Their voices, their legend, again and again. I'd see their boots shine brighter, their names ring louder in the bar. I thought if I ever beat them all, then I'd know what I truly are. I'm sitting at a bar mirror with my reflection ghosted faint. I see not a champion or a failure, just a man with one restraint. All that envy, all that hunger turned to smoke inside my chest, until I asked the glass directly, who's the one I must contest? You ain't defined by any man but yourself. I just need to outrun who I've been. I wiped the dust from that cracked mirror like I was clearing off a tune. Saw my old self lingering there like stale whiskey in a room. I asked him straight with a quiet voice, the voice of a sharpened blade. You're gonna hold me back again, or let the new man be made? Then I pressed my hand against that glass, my palm warm on the cold. A ritual, a reckoning between the young me and the bold. And that reflection said nothing, just slowly faded through as I spoke the words that sealed it. I'm not chasing them, I'm coming after you. I said I don't need to climb above them, I just rise above my past. I ain't outrunning their stories, I'm outrunning my own last. If the world sees a champion, let them see him forge within. A man who mastered his reflection, never bowed again. Now the race ain't fought in public, but in places no I see. In the quiet of the morning when I'm only facing me. And if heaven wants a witness to the moment I broke free, it's a man who stopped competing and started becoming. 'Cause the one who runs against himself never loses, never quits, never yields. Yeah! It was past midnight when you walked back to that old iron factory, where dust lay thick on every beam like forgotten history. They once told you, boy, the world will move on and leave your name behind. But you weren't built to fade away, you were born to leave a sign. Camera angle low, your boots scraping rust, a flashlight in your hand. You ran your fingers over steel like you were touching sacred land. Every insult, every doubt, every prophecy of your race burned hotter in your chest than any furnace in that place. You ain't dust unless you settle. You said I don't need to live in someone else's mind. You carved your name into cold hard steel a mark no time could grind. You ain't a whisper in the past, you ain't some faded lore. You said I don't need to be remembered, I'll be here forevermore. Another letter in, like a man not just writing a name, but summoning the whirlwind. And your shadow climbed beside you, long and stretched and bold, like the steel itself was waking to the story you had told. You said to the empty hall with a voice sharp as a blade, I don't need your memory to prove I ever stayed. You ain't a ghost unless you vanish. You said I don't need to live inside someone else's head. You carve yourself into reality while others talk instead. If the world forgets your story, let the metal hold your truth. You're the mark that never rusts, the sound beneath the roof. And when dawn crept through the rafters, light fell on what you wrote. Your name shone like a brand new badge, like a captain on a boat. Now folks don't say he'll be forgotten, 'cause your presence walks the floor. Your name ain't just on a steel, it hangs in the air evermore. 'Cause the man who etches himself into the living world ain't erased by any world at all. Any world at all. They used to warn me like a child when clouds roll black across the plains. Don't stand there, get inside, that lightning's got your name. I used to run for shelter quick, hide beneath some sturdy beam, thinking storms were gods with anger and I was made of helpless dreams. Camera close to my boots in mud rain, hitting hard across my brow. I remember thinking this is fate, and fate was something I must bow. But something in my blood that night refused to kneel or cower. I felt the thunder in my chest, like a man reclaiming power. Storm outside means nothing to a storm inside. They said you can't stand against the storm, it'll tear you to the bone. I whispered back, I don't stand against the storm, I stand as one of its own. If the sky wants to roar, then let it roar in me. I ain't the man who dodges thunder, I'm the damn thunder set free. Oh, 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 oh. but it never once broke me. 'Cause I ain't a branch in the wind, I'm the wind that bends the tree. I don't shield myself from tempest, I am the howl within. The sky don't warn me anymore, it just lifts its voice like kin. And now when dark clouds gather, no one tells me to run. They only nod in silence, 'cause the storm and I are one. I ain't afraid of thunder, nor shadow, nor flood, nor flame. The tempest ain't above me, it moves beneath my name. It was near midnight on an abandoned stretch of that old cattle road. He sat alone by a dying fire, body still but spirit bound. He'd always felt a darkness in him, hot-blooded and unkind. A selfish streak, a violent spark, a storm that chewed his mind. The camera pans across his jaw, tight as a rusted hinge. Eyes locked on his own shadow, like a prisoner on the fringe. No gun strapped to his hip tonight, no whiskey in his hand. Just a man facing himself in silence, like a judge in no man's land. You can't outrun the night that rides in your own chest. He said, "You're not my enemy, your power trapped in skin." If he could tame that midnight beast, he'd wield the fire within. He didn't crush the dark inside, he shaped it to his will. And when the shadow rose beside him, the whole world grew still. The thunder clash, every pulse a gut-born thrust. Not a fight of fists or blades, but a spirit and of grit. A duel where every hit he threw was one he also split. At last he forced the darkness still, pressed it down with calm. He laid his hand upon his chest like a father steadying his son. And in the quiet of that moment, he spoke like iron bent to truth. You're not the devil in me, boy, you're the strength I never use. No man is whole till he knows the beast he holds. He said, "You're not my enemy, your power waiting free." And in that firelit clearing, he claimed his mastery. Now his shadow walks beside him, not lurking at his back. Ooh. they say his shadow looks alive. Two figures moving like they're one with the same unshaken stride. And if heaven's watching from above at that man forged by night's test, the one who commands his own shadow doesn't tremble before the rest.
I used to lean on her like shelter, like a cabin in a winter storm. I crawl beneath her kindness just to keep my spirit warm. She'd hold me like a mother holds a child too weak to stand. And I thought that meant devotion, but I was just a borrowed man. Camera angle, side profile, her hand on my shoulder, firm but soft. My eyes half closed like a prisoner who never looks aloft. I let her be the roof above while I stayed curled small, not knowing love ain't meant to make a man kneel and crawl. There's a difference between being held and being hidden. She said I'd changed, grown too steady, stood too tall and on my feet. She asked me why I didn't crumble like before when storms would beat. I told her I don't need a place to hide, I need someone to stand beside. I won't be tucked beneath your wing, I'll meet the wind with open stride. Failed, 'cause I didn't need a savior, just a woman with her own fire, not a saint to shield me from the thunder of desire. Gave her close, her lips trembling, eyes uncertain, voice subdued. She asked me, did my love stop being your refuge? I shook my head slow, I said it plain and true. It stopped being a refuge, 'cause I finally learned to stand with you. Love ain't a roof, it's two riders on the same road. I told her I don't need a place to crawl, I need a voice that echoes mine. If love just shelters me from life, then that love keeps me confined. But if you'll walk beside me, not above me, not beneath, then our love ain't a refuge, it's the ground beneath our feet. And she slowly dropped her shoulders, let the old road fade away. For the first time she stopped hovering and just stood beside to stay. We rode forward as two equals, not protector and protected, 'cause the strongest kind of loving ain't the kind that's just directed. And if the world was watching, it saw a truer bond begin. Love that stands shoulder to shoulder, not one shade in the other. From the wind, it was close to midnight when you found yourself
something clear. Years of weight strapped to your back from every voice you feared. All your life you bent your spine to fit the shape they drew, but that night you realized your life ain't signed to their review. You ain't a puppet pulling someone else's thread. You wrote it down. I don't own my life, not one damn piece. And for the first time you breathe like a man who finally earned release. If every chain of expectation tightened on your skin, you burned the last one off that night and walked out free again. You pulled that crumpled paper out and your hand didn't shake this time. You spoke to your old obedient self like settling a final crime. They whispered in your memory, what would your family say? You answered, doesn't matter, but ain't their soul I gotta pay. You lit that match like a verdict delivered, like a priest with one last rite. Flame caught fast, paper turned to gold and ghosted into night. Those ashes weren't just words, they were every borrowed dream, leaving you with just one law: live by your own esteem. You said it clear, I don't owe you my life and I won't kneel again. If being good means being silent, you'd rather speak and bear the stain. If the world expects a puppet, you cut the hand that holds the strings. You're right on your own compass with whatever freedom brings. And now when dawn comes quiet and the world still tries to stare, you don't flinch before their judgment, 'cause you ain't living under there. You don't chase their validation, don't beg for their embrace. You walk with a man's true posture, doing life at your own pace. If heaven's got its eye on you, it sees a man finally standing tall. 'Cause freedom begins where duty ends and you owe no one, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I'd sit watching other riders, men who climb where I fell down. Their boots were clean, their luck was gold, while mine was rusted brown. I'd hear their names and never bar, and it always stung my pride. Jealousy rode on my shoulder like a demon I couldn't hide. Camera pans across the table, full of trophies that ain't mine. I count their wins like rosary beads hanging from a jealous spine. I say, why them, not me? What did God forget to give? Until one night I stared myself down and asked if I deserved to live. Man can drown in the water of someone else's shine. Found a mirror in that old shed, dusted big wheel.
talking to a stubborn son. You ain't lacking that gift, boy, you just never use your own one. Then I pressed my palm against the glass and swore a vow like steel on stone. I'll forge my path even if I walk it on my blood and bone. There's no freedom in staring at another man's sky. I said to the ghost of the day, you ain't taking my breath, you ain't riding my road, oh no. If I fell by my own hand, not by staring at someone else's score.
Someone else's score.
If I climb, it'll be my mountain. If I break, it'll be my bones. Turn jealousy into iron, and the fire inside me grows. Not bitter, not ashamed, 'cause I finally stopped counting another man's winnings and started earning my own name. If heaven's watching me now, it sees a man rebuilt from within. 'Cause a man who stops looking upward in envy starts looking inward, and that's where victories begin. It was 4:40 on a sunburned Tuesday, sky hanging low over county line. He rode back to that rundown room, the one where he'd once resigned. Door hinges groaned like old ghosts waking. Dust danced in the amber light. There he found the empty shell of the man he was, still crouched in that night. The floorboards remember where he fell, right beside that broken frame. A torn photograph, whiskey stain, with his old trembling name. He stood there steady, boots on bone, like a judge returning to the same. Camera tied on his stony eyes, cold but aching for something clean. There ain't no priest here, no choir humming mercy low, just a man meeting the ghost of a man he used to know. He said, I forgive you, but you can't ride with me no more. Past sins don't get to steer his reins, don't get to own his war. If guilt wants shelter, let it seek some other chest to home. 'Cause the boy that broke ain't the man that walks, he's something stronger than he ever thought. No. Down by that busted mirror, where his reflection once looked weak and thin. Scraped his thumb across a cracked glass, like peeling dead skin. Pulled out a rusty locket, inside a lock of hair from a love that left him falling. He kissed it once like a funeral ride, then let it slip to where the shadows were crawling. In the silence, his former self whispered something low. You failed us, you failed me. He didn't flinch, just answered, I ain't carrying that weight no more, not where I'm going. Then he struck a match, held it like a tiny gospel flame, and the smoke curled up like incense around his new forged name. He said, I'll forgive you, but you must fade away from me, past grief sit in his saddle or ride where he can see. If sorrow calls, let it echo in halls where the hurt no longer reigns. He walks out clean, scarred but seen, leave the ghost inside the chain. And when the door closed soft behind him, that old room fell quiet as stone. The past curled up like a tired hound, too worn out to follow him home. There was no triumph, no bright parade, just a steady breath drawn deep and slow. He rode onward, lighted by one shadow, toward a sky that finally dared to grow. And if the world was watching, it saw a man unburdened, walking free. 'Cause forgiving yourself ain't weakness, it's the hardest damn kind of liberty. It was past 11, moon hanging crooked o'er our worn-out porch. She stood there in that black dress, eyes sparkling like a smoldering torch. I'd always been myself like wire, just to keep her blaze at bay. But that night I felt the steel inside me, and it wouldn't bend her way. She asked me, sweet as sugar, to do something that broke my spine, something that killed the man inside, just to keep her looking fine. Camera close on my jawline clenching, breath warm in the night air. I'd always chosen her before, but this time I was really there. I ain't a ghost in my own skin, I ain't a shadow in my own home. She said, you're choosing yourself over me. Is that the truth tonight? I stared her down and told her, if I lose me, there ain't nothing left to love right. I won't trade my soul for a kiss, won't burn my compass for a smile. If love can't stand me as I am, then it ain't worth the mile. I cut my palms to hold her storms, bled just to keep her calm. But every time I saved a fire, she never noticed I was all in harm. I pulled the chain from round my neck, the one she gave me back in June. A silver charm now tarnished brown, like something buried too soon. She grabbed my arm and whispered, you used to fight the world for me. I answered, hell, I was the world, but I was drowning silently. Camera down to my open hand as I dropped that chain to the ground, like a man releasing a prayer that never made a single sound. I ain't alive if I'm erased, I ain't strong if I'm replaced. She said, so you're choosing yourself over us? Is that your final call? I told her, if you need me to
as she slowly let me be. 'Cause for the first damn time, I chose me. And if there's heaven watching, or hell just waiting round the bend, they'll know a man who finally stood and didn't break or bend. I ain't sorry for the choice, that's the truest I've ever been. 'Cause a man who don't love himself got no love to give anyone again.
I was down in the dirt behind that boarded up shack, hands pressed into the ground like I was begging the earth to take me. Every loss I ever carried, every judgment in their eyes, it all pushed me down to the floor. I felt smaller than a shadow, I spat dust from between my teeth. Camera tied on my palm, skin scraped raw against rock and grit. I growl to the dirt beneath me. You ain't my master. I won't stay kneeling no more. I'll rise even if I rise slow. The ground beneath me ain't no throne for any man above. You can push me till I break, you can laugh till your lungs give out, but I stand, I stand, and I ain't going back down. I planted one boot, then another. Felt my spine climb up inside me like a lit fuse. My knees tremble, but not from fear, from the weight of knowing this time I was standing for real. I told the shadows around me, the dirt under my feet ain't no one else's throne, and I swear, and I swear the walls, the sky, the ghosts, they all seem to shrink as I rose up. Camera pans upward from knees and the hips and the shoulders, the chin lifting. I said to the cold night air, if I must kneel again, I'll kneel only to God, not to men. I won't stay kneeling no more. That chapter 6 feet under, you can crown yourself king. Don't matter, not over me. When a man rises from the ground on his own torn hands and bones, he learns the truth of power, that the earth beneath him ain't a prison, it's a starting line. And I ain't kneeling again. Oh, hell no. Oh no. You used to break your breath trying to explain your dreams to folks who never even dreamed at all. You lay out your reasons, you draw them out, and they still stare dumb like cattle at a gate. I've seen you hold your tongue till it bled, just to keep peace with the blind. But peace with fools is just a quiet kind of suicide for a man with fire in his veins. The camera pans on your boots in the dirt, then on that worn-out leather satchel where you keep your knife and your hymns. And you said to the mirror, I don't live to justify, I live to war. You don't owe him a reason, you don't owe him your script. If truth is a blade inside you, let it cut without permission. Your silence ain't weakness, it's a roar they can't decipher. You don't argue with small minds, you simply stop speaking to them. That day one asked you, why you doing that? Why not be like everybody else? You just shrug like a man at peace, wipe the dust from your coat and answered slow. Not everyone deserves the reasons behind my steps. Your smirk faded like wet ink in the sun. There's something deep inside you, a knot you carried for years, finally unclenched like a fist turning palm. Camera close on your chest as you touch two fingers to your heartbeat, like taking an oath with your own blood. And you breathe to the sky, I only gotta convince one soul, and that soul is mine. You don't owe him a reason, you don't owe him your truth. If your road runs crooked to others, it's still straight between you and God. Your silence hits harder than the questions ever will. You ain't explaining yourself no more, you're just walking the path made for you alone. You don't wrestle with shadows, you don't defend your fire, you let the blind stay blind while you aim at higher mountains. Out behind that dusty roadside bar, they were shouting, cheering, high on their own echo. Drink like us, think like us, hell, just become one of us, they told me. I watched their laughter rise like smoke, all glowing, no real fire inside. I just rolled that silver cross in my palm, feel of cold metal, keeping my mind sober and sharp. I said to myself real quiet, if I become like you, I'll have to hate myself to live. I ain't following no flock, I walk where the silence meets the steel. I'd rather stand on the right road and join a crowd that kneels. You can toast your empty brotherhood, but I ain't selling my soul for cheers. I ain't bending just to blend in, I was built to outgrow fears. him slap my back and grin. You think you're better than us or something? I looked him dead in the eye and said, no, I just ain't trying to be less than I am. He scoffed, others jeered, glasses raised, but I felt no sting, no shame, no crack inside. I just stood, brushed off the smoke and ash, turned my boots toward the quiet road. There was something sacred in the sound of walking away, like breaking a curse from my own bloodline. I told the night sky above me, standing alone don't weaken a man, it proves he ain't made of wax. Ain't following no flock, I walk with a shadow sharp and bone. I'd rather be one honest man than 100 faces cloned. You can knock me from your circle, but your leather ring's kinda thin. Cause strong men don't run with the herd, they blaze trails no one's ever been. And if the price of truth is solitude, then I'll gladly pay in miles. My road may be quiet, but hell is mine. First light he stood where the dirt road split, wind whistling through broken barbed wire. One path led back to the easy life, the other burned with a quiet fire. He'd spent years dodging the doors that rattled him, shy of the smell of risk and sky. Folks said pick safe, boy, play small, and he used to nod and not ask why. Camera tight on his boots in the dark, his breath fogging in the morning cold. He clutched that old silver cross round his neck like a promise he once was told. He whispered half joking, half shaking, fear, old friend, you ain't here to stop me, you're here to point the damn way. He ain't chasing comfort no more, he walks where the heart runs wild. He follows the thunder in his chest like a long-lost outlaw child. Cause the road that scares you blind is the one that lets you see. And every tremor in his ribcage now is a compass setting him free. A shadow moved along beside him, a memory of the man he'd been. The quiet kid, the shrinking voice, the ghost he used to live in his skin. He stopped by a cracked stone marker carved with names worn thin by time, and with a pocket knife he cut his thumb, let a drop of blood trace a crooked line. It ran down that old forgotten name, a holy mark of who he ain't. He murmured to the desert air, fear is a prophet, not a restraint. And he laughed, almost broken. Hell, if angels ain't watching, at least the wind knows my name. He ain't walking safe roads no more, he heads where his veins run loud. He follows the quake in his chest like thunder now is a compass he can feel. He don't pray for smaller storms, he just squares his shoulders wide. If God wanted him gentle, he would have built him wild inside. And at dusk he turned to the canyon, eyes steady, jaw unshaken. He grew an inch every time he walked toward the road he once feared taking.
They used to tell me, boy, you ain't built to face a storm. Said I ought to find a roof where the lightning can't perform. I spent whole years running, dodging every darkened sky, thinking thunder was a warning meant for weaker men than I. Mud at my boots when tugging at my coat, rain hitting brim of my hat, each drop like a heavy note. But that night something shifted like a fuse lit deep within, and instead of hiding from the wind, I let the wind come in. You can't outpace the storm when the storm is made of calls its own. If the sky's got anger, then let it beat inside my chest. I won't bend before the thunder, I am the thunder at its best. I spread my arms in the rain like I was drawing in the night. Didn't flinch when sky went violent, didn't blink at nature's might. I let the water seep inside me, mixed with blood and bone, like a communion made of lightning, claiming everything I own. Clothes on my clenched jaw, raindrops cutting trails across my face. I wasn't defying heaven, I was taking up my rightful place. And somewhere in the roaring dark, I heard my voice come through. I don't stand against the storm stands here as me made true. You don't resist the tempest, you turn into the tempest. They say that storm will crush you, but I never once fell down. 'Cause I ain't a leaf in the gale, I'm the gale that shakes the town. Now when clouds gather overhead, no one tells me to retreat. They just step aside in silence as the thunder walks on feet. I ain't begging for the sunlight, I ain't hiding from the roar. I'm the force that bends the branches, I'm the rumble at the core. And if the world's still watching, then let it witness what I've become. A man who ceased to fear the storm and chose instead